Hi, this is Camila, clinical counselor hypnotherapist in Vancouver, and today's video blog is a question that I received from someone asking, what is mind? Where is mind? And is there any... Okay, so the question is, what is mind? Where is mind? And is there more than one mind in all of us? I don't know if I'm authority for answering this question, but I do have a perspective. Mind. So asking the question, what is mind and where is mind? It sounds like there's mind is an object located somewhere. And in fact, the location that we think the object is what we call mind is the location itself is space. And in reality, there's no space. Space is for the experience of our physical life. Space and time, they exist as an experience. So in a way, space and time are created by mind. So in a way, location exists in mind. Mind doesn't exist in location. So I don't know where mind is in that sense. And I doubt there is a location for mind if location itself exists only in mind. Now, what is mind? We think. Every thought we produce, every thought is an energy form. Like any energy form, when it's born, it wants to live. It wants to live on, survive, to exist. And the way for a thought, an energy form as a thought, to continue to live is to keep thinking. This self-generating, self-perpetuating, generating, and reassuring, this process is this activity actually creates what we call mind. So in a sense, mind as a noun does not exist. It's not an object, but it's the activity of perpetuating self-generating thoughts. The thought creates the existence of the thought itself. You know, that's how we feed in energy. When a thought is born, and it keeps thinking. The only way for a thought to live is to keep thinking, and that's how we feed the energy to it, especially when we believe what we think. We feed it more and more energy. That's why it's so hard for a lot of people. They don't know the mechanism of this, and they think, here's the thing I don't want. Here are the thoughts that I don't even like to think about. But I have to think about them to make sure I'm not thinking about them. And it's not going to work that way. You cannot think about what you don't want to think about. You feed it more energy of what you don't like. So it might be a false premise for a lot of people. If I leave that thought alone and turn my attention to something else, and that thought is going to be alive, and it's going to come back to me to attack me, which is never the case, because your attention is your power. You are the person who's feeding this thought that you don't want to think about, and that's why we try so hard to kill ego. It's not going to work that way, because the attempting to kill whatever you don't like is to feed it more energy. So ignoring is the best. if you don't, this is a thought I don't like to think about. Don't think about. Turn your attention. How not to think about it? Turn your attention elsewhere. Turn your attention to where you want to. And that is to withdraw your attention from that which you don't like. When you withdraw the attention from it, you withdraw the energy. And this, whatever it is that you don't like to think about, is going to be drained. There's no more energy that supplies to it. So it's not going to come back and attack you. It's going to die. So the only way to work is, because your attention is the energy supply. So where do you want to pay your attention to? Where do you want to focus? Is defines where you put your power. And whatever you focus on, that's why people say whatever you focus on, you amplify it, you make it bigger. And that's how, because your attention is your power. So it's a long answer for this short question. So what is mind? Mind is not a noun, and as a noun, mind does not exist. As a matter of fact, no noun really in reality exists, because everything is emotion. I understand objects and nouns are in our language, they're just for our convenience. That's it. But they don't exist as what we think it is. So what is mind? There's no mind. It's just thoughts. Thought activity keeps going and going, create an appearance that we call mind. It's like, what is ocean? Ocean is a multitude of water drops. Without each single water drop, and there's no ocean. So it's mind is a non-entity in a way. It's non-entity, but every single thought form is an entity, because there's energy in it. And the perpetual way of self-generating activity creates the appearance of mind. And that's my perspective, that's my take of it, since the question was asked to me. So another interesting part of this question is there more than one mind in all of us? Well, I don't know. Depends how you look at it. Again, if there's no mind, then there are only thoughts, multitude of thoughts. If we use this convenience of a noun that we call, we even have conscious part of the mind, the subconscious mind, unconscious mind. These are all for the convenience. It's not really that way. You cannot really divide the part, like an object, in a brain, which part is conscious and subconscious. It's we can have some representative way of looking at it, but it's not really exactly that way. So for example, conscious and unconscious part, they're not nouns. It's not a mind that is called a conscious mind, a mind that is called the unconscious mind. It's all whatever in my awareness this moment, that we say we can have anywhere 7 plus or minus 2 unit message unit in our awareness in every given moment, from 5 to 9 message unit, let's say. So whatever comes into my awareness is conscious. Whatever is not this moment is unconscious. So it's like more like a verb. It's motion. It's not really noun. Okay. For example, when I'm talking, I might be aware of a lot of things. My words, the camera, my movements, but I was not aware of the doorknob over there. So the doorknob was unconscious for me. But now that I'm talking about it, I'm noticing it, then it becomes in my conscious part of the mind, so to speak. So it's always the flow of information. And so do we have more than one mind? The answer can be yes, can be no. It depends how how you look at it. The way I have worked with a lot of people, I see it. If it's, for example, if it's a peaceful, harmonious scenario, a lot of people, they need to have a board meeting to make a decision, inviting every part of themselves to make a decision. A lot of other people, they might need to launch a war, a battlefield, in order for them to make a decision. For example, this part of me wants to do what I love to do, to sing that song, to dance that dance, to make that phone call, to embrace that person, to put myself out there. And here's another part, ready in any single moment to attack, to blame, to complain, to say, oh, you make a fool out of yourself. Look at you, that's stupid. I told you not to do that. Why did you do that? Look at what you've done. The judgmental part of you. Now you tell me, do we have one mind, or do we have more than one mind? Thank you for your time, and thank you for the question.